Maybe you've heard this show before. Alright, Josh, how do I do which one?
Number 3.
Number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3. A whole pizza is cut into 12ths. If Darren eats 1/4 of the pizza and Pueblo eats 1/3 of the pizza, what fraction of the pizza remains? The best way probably to do it, since the pizza is cut into 12ths, I would make both of these 12ths instead of what their denominators are. So how many 12ths is 1/4? 1/4 is how many 12ths, Josh? 3. 1/3 is how many 12ths? 4. So he ate that, so of the 12 pieces, 7 were eaten. So how many would remain?
6.
Now what number added to 7 gives you 12? 5 pieces left, which is 5 12ths. You could, you could draw your little pizza, cut it into 12s, which would mean you cut this and then each one of these would get cut into thirds. There's your 12, and then you could say, oh, let's eat 3 of them, so cross off 1, 2, 3, and the other guy ate 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 12s. Sketch it out, draw the picture, make equal fractions. Wait, did I do it wrong? Because it says what fraction of the pizza remains.
There's different fractions.
Yeah, you're on a different.
Oh, is this the wrong one?
Is this the number 4? It's quarters.
Well, this might be the test.
Yeah.
Oh, you might get a free answer there. Hold on.
I can remember it.
I got it.
Somebody write it down.
Got it.
I did.
7.
I am going to look. Hold on a second. Write number 10 down because that could be it. Maybe I got the wrong one here.
Oh, that's easy to
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense why you didn't match up some of your stuff. Let me see what I got here.
Yeah, because mine says how many.
Math stuff.
Right? Number 10 is 3.
Yeah, I was smart enough to write them all down.
No,
Same.
Oh, this is, you're right. I dropped it, so don't worry. No, that's the first one.
Is it because we're from? No,
It's something like that.
I'll get it right now.
So if you get that wrong tomorrow, I can't help you. I have literally given you one question to get rid of.
Hey.
Get the other one up there.
How about you just put the answers up there and just write it down? What's the answer?
-4.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Right.
What's the answer? I thought you said 4.
No matter. Dude, I already had it.
Of course, you never know, maybe I'll just change this tomorrow. I went kicking for a dinner today.
Come on.
I wrote down number
Alright,
4.
we are back.
I got the answer for
Josh, let's try this one from the real test here. It's the same concept, I'm guessing, but hey.
Yeah.
answers.
Can we write all the answers down?
This is.
Same thing here, he cuts it into 12, so it'd be the same thing, 1/2 equals 6 12s. 1/3 is the same as 4 12s. And if you've ate 6 12s and 4 12s of it, that means you've eaten 10 12s. Correct? Is that the right one? So how much is left? 2 out of the 12 pieces are 2 12s, and I'm sure they're going to want you to reduce that to 1/6. And you can draw the pictures or whatever you want there. as fate might have it. Sorry about that little lull in the action. I assume that there was only one problem people got wrong in this whole test. That's very nice.
No.
More questions on how do you do? Jules,
How do you do number 10?
how do you do number 10? Jules, did you draw this on a piece of graph paper?
I drew the X and Y and
So you don't know how to sketch these points, or what? Where are we at on this?
I'm confused.
Well, what part confused you there?
Oh,
You don't know where point 3 comma 2 is?
the math.
But there's no, I mean, this is all drawing kind of stuff, first of all. 3 comma 2 is where? Over 3 up to negative 1, 2, negative 1 over up to, and negative 1, negative 2 is right there. So they're asking you, you are looking for a square. You've got this and this. Where would the other vertex be to make a square? Right here, correct? And what is that point? That point is 1, 2, 3 over and 2 down. 3 over, 2 down. That would be the missing point right there. Did you draw, I mean, can you do these? Do you know how to sketch the graph? And you got those points, or you didn't get those points?
I didn't get the point.
You get it now. Other questions there, children? That was the answer. 3 comma to negative 2. Delane?
I did number 5.
Number 5. How many square yards of carpet are needed to cover the floor of a room that is 15 feet long and 12 feet wide? So first thing, Delaney, you drew the floor. That is 15 by 12. And those of you that take notes for reminders for tomorrow, which I would say would be a great thing for this one, here's the deal. They give you the dimensions in feet, but they want their answer in yards. And I will tell you, you're going to want to change it to yards first. Don't change it second to yards. Don't do all the math and then say, oh, I need to make this yards. Note to self, make dimensions yards first. Otherwise, you'll struggle a little bit more. So instead of this being 15 by 12, what would be the dimensions? If it's 3 feet and 1 yard, that means this would be 4 yards. And this would be 5 yards. And how do you find the area? 4 times 5. And what is it? 20 yards squared. And that's not the answer you get if you multiply 15 by 12 and then divide by 3. Can't do it that way. And we'll learn later on why. So change it dimensions first. Emily! Well, it's only one at a time. Which one?
1.
Number 1. Flying an average speed of 580 miles per hour, how far would a plane fly in 2.5 hours? So Emily, what's this say? Your plane is going 580 miles for every hour, correct? So in hour number 1, first hour, it's going to go 580 miles. How many miles is it going to go in hour number 2? If it goes 580 miles every hour, how many more miles will it go? Another 580 miles, right? And then it's only going for a half an hour there, which is going to be half of 580. Anybody? 290. What type of problem is this? You're going to multiply or divide? Yeah, you can take 580 times 2.5. Or you could add these together, 580 plus 580 plus 290, either way. But it is definitely a multiplication problem. 2.5 times 580. And number 4. How many quarters total $20? And this is what I would do on this. Emily, here's $1. How many quarters are in $1? 4. Do I only have $1? No, I have 20 of them. So if I drew 20 of these dollar bills, each one of them it takes 4 quarters for. What type of problem is that going to be? We're just going to take 4 times the 20 and get 80 total quarters. Always good to sketch out such things beyond 7 quarters. It's amazing how few questions I get when questions get missed. Elijah? I don't know. What was the question? How many square yards of carpet are needed to cover the floor that is room by 15 feet long and 12 feet wide?
Yeah, we got 20,
I did say 16. Anybody else jumping on that? I got 50. I got 20 written in my book. Did I say it wrong? Anybody jumping on Elijah's bandwagon? No, you know. Somebody said 60 quarters for the answer to 4, I think, or something else. I did not say 60. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't remember saying 60. I think a few more people would question me on it. Keith, what do you think? How are the Fighting Illini doing this year?
I don't cheer for their sports, it's more for my sister goes in, and she goes in.
I couldn't tell you how they're doing either, because I don't cheer for their sports either. Maddie?
Oh, how do you do number 6?
Number 6. I love number 6. What is the perimeter of a rectangular picture frame that is 14.5 inches tall and 11.5 inches wide? Did you draw that little picture frame? Beautiful, Maddie. And how do you find perimeter, Maddie? What's that? Sure. So you're going to take 11.5 plus another 11.5 plus a 14.5 plus another 14.5. If you have a half plus a half plus a half plus a half, Maddie, that is 2. So these all go away. Carry the 2, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 52 inches, not square, because it's a measurement of length, not area. Where'd you go wrong, man? Sound like you had it.
I just added,
You just did one of them? Sunshine and snowflakes, kids. Sunshine and snowflakes. Nothing else. Please wait while I stand here awkwardly for 3 to 4 seconds. Cameron.
Number 19.
Number 19. I love number 19. I love 19 and 19 loves me. Are you? So you're asking me how to divide? Is that what the deal is here? This is $56.84 divided by 14, and I can't do anything about it if you can't. If you're not good at your basic math facts. By the way, this is dollars, so my answer is going to be in dollars. 14 goes into 56 probably 4 times, which is 56. Here's where you have to be a little careful. You get 0, you bring down the next number. Anytime you bring down a number, if this doesn't go into it, you have to put a 0 up there. And then you bring down the next number. 4 goes into 84. It looks like 6 times. Exactly. So $4.06 is our number there. Anybody else miss that problem? A couple people miss that problem? Nobody else who's willing to admit it. All right, there's. Any other questions? Okay, 7. Oh, wait, that must be over here, is it? What, the prime factorization is at 6:30? Kate, what did you do?
I did the divide.
Okay, so you did dividing by primes. So what did you divide by first?
3.
Okay, 3 is not a bad choice. 3 goes into 6:30, 210 times. Yes, and then what?
And then I did 2.
All right. 2 into 210 is 105. So far, so good. And then, and 5 goes into 105. 21. So far, so good. And then, what goes into 21? 3 or 7. Pick either one. It's 3 times 7. And that's all the ways you can do. So what do you have? 1, 2, 2 3s, 1 5, 1 7. We didn't say to write in the next one, so you can if you like, or not. Either way is perfectly acceptable. Emily, what was 20? $29.85.
Okay, I chose 20, 25, and I don't mind if with these problems which one to choose because it's not really.
Maria liked to comparison shop. She found the price of an item on 5 different stores. What is the median of these prices? How do you find median of something? Median means middle, but you can't just take the middle of them as they are. First, you have to order them from least to greatest, and then pick the middle. So, what was the cheapest price? This would have been first, $26.59. Then the next cheapest price, $28.95. In the middle is going to be the third number because there's 5 of them. So the next one is going to be the median. Whatever comes next. What is it? $29.85 or $29.89? It's $29.85. That would be the middle number because there's going to be 2 more numbers that are higher than that. Gosh, I think we've come a long ways today, have we not? Cameron? Number 18. Sure. Cameron, what's 10 squared? What's the square root of 10? Or 100? 10. So I'm guessing 100 minus 10 is 90. Josh? Number 13? I love number 13. And number 10, 13 loves me.
Whoa.
Find for AC. Where most people go wrong is they just think they put the 3 in for the A and the 5 in for C and they think it's 4, 3, 5. That's not what it means. 4 next to A, next to C means you are multiplying A times C. That's going to be these 3 numbers multiplied together. A is 3, C is 5. You need to multiply. And it doesn't matter the order you multiply, so I'm going to multiply the 4 times the 5 first and get 20. And then multiply that by 3 to get my 60. Even though I don't cheer for the Illinois. Bobby Smith is a coach. You know that. Let's not argue. I could be swayed either way, but I think he's Illinois. I don't watch as much football. So. Emily! Do we not do 8 already? 8 or 18?
8.
I don't see any 8s at all. How much money is 30% of $25? Have I given you the speech that tax and tip is? Percents are, the word of is? So you need to take 30% times $25. But you can't leave 30% as it is, you need to change it to a fraction or a decimal. In this case, I would change it to probably a decimal. Move the decimal back 2 places, it's 0.3 times $25. And if you do that, you get 7500, 3 decimal places back, $7.50. 3/10 of. Five. 4. Cameron, what's that? 15.
16.
We are 16 going on 17. I love numbers. 16 or 17?
16.
Adding fractions, did you write it up and down, sir? Huh? Did you change the common denominator, sir?
Yes.
What's the common denominator?
9.
This one stays 5/9. This one changes to how many ninths? 3 times 3, 1 times 3 is 3. It should be 5/9 plus 3/9, I believe. Is it not? And you got? And I get 8/9. So it's good to review, kids. Don't you worry.
Oh,
No,
For
you need
20,
17 or 15.
No.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh, Mitch is back from reading his book, sir. 17. Mitch, did you write it up and down? And what's your common denominator?
8.
So this changed, this stayed 5/8 because it already was. This one becomes how many 8s? So if you take 4/8 from 5/8, you get. And if you take 1 from 3, you get 2.
Yeah.
Where did you run into struggles on that?
I added, he said, subtracted.
That was probably when you probably couldn't figure it out on your own. But I know you were mesmerized by that. Alright.